it's the same team, San Marino, that's West team. And we start with the starting lineup of our guests, San Marino Baseball Club. Batting first, number 27, Leonardo Ferrini, third base. 25, Federico Celli, center field. Second base, number 4, Oscar Angulo.
Baseball fans, and we are live in Bonn, Germany for the game Bonn Capitals against San Marino. It is a Thursday night, late Thursday night. This is a late starting game, 8 o'clock game, and hereby
Tom Palos.
Hey Tom. And we're introducing the teams. I'm going to let Tom here go through the lineup.
Oscar Angelo is going to play second base and hit third. After him, it's the cleanup batter and catcher Gabriel Lino. Jesus Ustaris is going to play first base and bat fifth. Right. Ordwin Piternella at the DH and Eric Epifano, the shortstop. We're going to round out the San Marino. Let's head over to the starting lineup of the hometown Bonn Capitals. As always, they're play third base. Daniel Lamphunt in the cleanup spot, the first baseman. The center fielder and Leonard Bella, the DH. And batting ninth, rounding out the order, is left fielder Nick Michelli, starting pitcher. Gonna make his first appearance at this year's Champions Cup.
Yeah, we finally got some nice weather here in Bonn for the night game. No rain in the forecast. We got absolutely blue skies, not a cloud in sight. And Bonn is in terms of the group stages and the end of the group stages. So we're looking forward to a good game here.
Definitely, and with that win over the Neptunes from Rotterdam, they now have everything in their own hands. As if they win today's game, they're going to be atop of their group and definitely going to advance to the semifinals. They should lose the game. Still pretty likely that they are going to advance, but we'll have to wait and see how the game that was cancelled on Tuesday between the Neptunes and San Marino, who are currently tied 5-5 in the ninth inning, and they're going to finish play tomorrow morning. And if very, very important game here for the Capitals.
Yeah, playing in front of the home field crowd. Their 18-year-old pitcher. I think he's going to get a lot of support from the Capitals fans in attendance tonight. And everyone's enjoying this weather here after suffering through a lot of rain earlier in the week. It looks like there's no more rain scheduled for the weekend, so there were 6 games played today.
6 games. This is the 6th game.
This is the 6th game played today, so a lot of baseball here in the Rheinau, Park Rheinau in Bonn, Germany today. And yeah, the San Marino Baseball Club from Italy. So it's going to be interesting. I commentated a game that Italy was played in the European Cup here at Bonn Capitol Stadium a couple years ago. So it's nice to see international crowd on the field and in the stands. And in the commentating box.
That, of course, as well. And it's really nice. It's been really nice today seeing the crowd get bigger here and the ballpark filling up, because we haven't had a lot of fans these past couple of days, of course. With all the rain and the forecasts didn't show any sign of bettering, and it didn't happen as well. So just very few fans made it out here to the ballpark. And today, the stands are pretty packed for this night game. And the Bonn Capitals will probably enjoy great support by their fans.
All right, up to bat is third baseman Leo Ferrini. And Noah Lind will lead off with a strike. And low and inside, that's a ball. So 1-1 for Ferrini. And that's up the right field side and foul.
That hit the top of the batting cage down the right field line.
And that's outside for a ball. 2-2 to start the game here. And that's high. That'll fill the count. So full count to lead off here for San Marino.
Good patient at bat here, laying off some good pitches.
And that's a knock into right field. And the right fielder, Wilson Lee, just had to make a few steps to his right to make the first out of the game.
Now stepping up as the second batter for San Marino is their center fielder, Federico Celli.
And that's inside for ball one.
Lind on the mound really does have a great fastball and can run it up there in the high 80s.
And fouled into field two. That'll bring the count to 1-1 for Celli.
No more games over there at the second field, just a grounds crew preparing the field for tomorrow's action.
And collecting some balls as well. And another foul ball back. So 1-2 for Celli. So Lind ahead in the count here. And a swing and a miss. So that's 2 down for the young Noah Lind.
Terrific changeup there. Pulled the string on him beautifully, caught Celli way out in front with that swing. He was nowhere close to making contact, goes down swinging here for the second out.
Yeah, it's a really good start here for the young Bonn Capitals players. And that's in there for a strike. I say the young Bonn Capitals pitcher here. They're not all so young. And foul back into the fence. So Lind goes up again. 0-2. So Arend's having to grab that ball that went off the fence there. Doesn't look too happy about that.
Yeah, that's usually either a ball boy's job, or in Germany it's usually the next batter that's on deck.
And that is fair. Up the left field side. Let's see. He's gonna. Nice throw by Michelli, and he's out at second. That's 3 down. Beautiful throw by Nick Michelli in left field. Really a strike from there on the fly for an easy tag out at second to close out the inning. Nice start for the Bonn Capitals. All right. So this is the bottom of the first. At bat we have number 30, Eric Brank. playing shortstop tonight, as usual. And that's the first pitch strike from the starting pitcher, Gabriel Quattrini.
Derek Brang. He's been the Bonn leadoff hitter and shortstop for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, he's a solid hitter and fielder for the Capitals. Let's see if he can get a hit here. The San Marino. There's a foul ball. San Marino going down. First three batters going down on strikeouts.
Not just one strikeout.
One
Oscar
strikeout.
Angelo
Fly to ninth. Yep.
wears gun down after his base hit at second base.
That's right. That's right. And pretty standard play. Straight to the shortstop. Nice throw to first for the first out. So up now is Wilson Lee. And Tom will fill me in. Oh, I think I hit one home run in the last game.
Yes, he did. His first home run of this Champions Cup.
Yeah,
2-run shot to extend the lead to 8-2.
And that's high and inside. Trying to push him back a little bit there. But there's been a bunch of home runs. I've been watching the live streams this week.
Especially the teams from the Netherlands and from Italy. They have a lot of power hitters, and on this ballpark, it's not the biggest. So
and that's nice play by the shortstop. Had to move a bit to his left to make that play, but that's out for out number 2.
Bonn hitters making solid contact here. Just hitting it on the ground, not finding holes so far.
Yeah, it's nice to see them making some contact here.
Ferrini really doesn't seem to have lights out stuff.
And here is number 8, Danny Sanchez, third baseman tonight for the Capitals.
He's worked his way into the third batting spot here.
And that's the third hit in a row to the shortstop, who bobbled it and made the play. So 3 ground balls to the shortstop. I think Danny Sanchez not too happy with that call, but just like on the for the San Marino, it's 1-2-3 for Bonn Capitals here, and we're gonna move on to the second inning.
The scoreboard is not working properly at the moment, so please listen to my beautiful voice announcing all the runs and outs. Spielstände eingespielt, Lenny. Auf beiden Seiten ging das hier ziemlich fix.
And they're at the top of the second here, and battering for San Marino is Gabrielino, the catcher, in the 4th spot. So he'll lead off this inning here.
There's Noel in the last bits of sunlight here for the day as the sun's going down.
And that caught the corner for a strike. And fouled off again into field 2. That puts Lind up 0-2 here.
His fastballs have been looking great so far. He's been Bonn Capital's #1 starter for most parts of the season with the injury of Sasha Koch. He had to fill in. Did a
And there's
masterful
another
job.
foul ball that got wedged into the fence. That's going to be there a while. And that's low for the first ball. So 1-2 for Lino. And timeout.
Noland always working a really fast-paced tempo out there on the mound. Doesn't wait around a whole lot. Receives the ball and the sign and throws towards home plate.
That's outside for ball 2.
And so we'll probably see some Marino hitters stepping out, asking for time, trying to get him out of his groove out there.
Get him out of his rhythm. Let's see. And another ball hit to shortstop, this time to Eric Brandt for the out. So that's 4 balls hits. 4 balls in a row hit to the shortstop, ground balls for outs. And so far, Lind has gotten out the first 4 batters. Now we have number 77, the first baseman, Jesus Ustaris. We had a Italian commentator here in the booth earlier. That's a fly ball to center. Or it's going to be taken by the second baseman, Eddie Stummer, for out number 2. I'm sure if that guy was in here, he'd be commentating on my pronunciation of the San Marino players. So apologies to all our Italian listeners out there. We're doing our best here. And now it was number 27, Dudley Leonora. And that's on the outside corner for a strike. And that looked from up here pretty much straight down the middle for 0-2.
I don't know, San Marino maybe not having a scouting report on Noland.
And that one is another ball hit to the shortstop. This time Eric Brandt puts it out for out number 3. And Noah Lind retired the first 6 runners. Yeah, so enjoying the weather here. Hope you're enjoying us on YouTube. Send your comments. I've been watching most of the games this week. Tom, you were here most of the week. What's it been like with all the rain?
Yeah, it's been great today. Let's not talk about the negative stuff anymore, the rain. It's been really fun to have all 6 games being played according to plan today. I mean, I've been here for 4 of them myself, all of those that have been played on the first field, just as this one. And it's just been great. Full day, packed to baseball.
It's rare that you can come to one place and watch 6 games of really high caliber baseball, one game after another, sometimes 2 really exciting games happening at the same time.
And a lot of offense in most of them today.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun to watch. So starting pitcher Gabriel Quattrini is warming up here for the bottom of the 2nd. Capitals did make some contact last inning. Let's see if they can continue with that this inning. It's been mostly pretty offensive games.
Yeah. Amsterdam beating Parma quite surprisingly, as Parma showed very strong offense their first games, but Amsterdam beat them 12-4. Just a bit earlier, Parma beating Heidenheim by a score of 12-0. Heidenheim in their first game, beating the Czech team of Draci Brno. I don't quite remember the score as it was a long time ago by now. It was the first game starting at 9:30 this morning.
You've been here all day, huh? Well, here we have and that's a base hit for number 15, Daniel Lamb Hunt, on the just swinging on the first pitch.
Got a fastball, liked what he saw. Put a nice swing to it, a line drive out to left center field.
Yeah, this time hitting it just past the shortstops. The shortstops have been very active so far this game. And let's see if Vinny Arens can do the same thing here.
Yesterday's hero, of course. That walk-off grand slam he hit.
Yeah, that's a big league hit right there. So that looked down in the dirt for ball one. And that's a high fly ball to center, but not too deep. And that's an easy play for out number one.
Just got under that one. Popped it up. No problem. Put the San Marino center fielder to make a play on that.
The center fielder's okay with the sun. The left fielders are going to be battling the sun a little bit here, but the sun seems to be pretty low at this point.
Line drives might be the problem here, as fly ball should be above the sun by now.
And
just
here's
to go down.
Number 42, Eddie Stummer, second baseman for the Capitals. And that's in there for a strike. And foul back for strike two. You can see the difference in the pitches here. Pacini really taking his time. Lind seems to be. He likes to pitch a little quicker.
And it's a trend with most Bonn pitchers. They all seem to be doing it and having great success with it, catching hitters off guard.
That looked good from up here, but must have been a bit high.
That gets a few shots from around the Samarania defense. Didn't quite agree with that call. That's Rob Haas behind the plate, calling balls and strikes today at first base. It's Mojmir Jankovic and Edwin Luisa is umpiring at third base today.
And we got a steal attempt here. So Daniel Lampump attempts to steal, but is caught pretty easily by catcher Gabrielino. Nice toss down to second.
Daniel Lampund maybe expecting a swing here from Eddie Stommer with 2 strikes. He laid off the outside breaking ball.
And a big cut there. That's flying past our heads. So 2-2 for Stummer with 2 outs. And that'll bring the count to full with 2 outs.
Tried to quick pitch him there. Really shortened his windup. Almost no leg kick by Quattrino on the mound. Tried to catch Stummel off guard, but missed the strike zone.
And another cut, that's foul ball. So Stummer holding on, staying in there.
Great at bat here, great battle. 8 pitches he's seen already.
another foul ball. This one, again, back into field 2. Keeping the grounds crew busy over there, collecting balls. Getting the field ready for tomorrow's games. So full count here for Eddie Stummer. And another one. Right.
The 10th pitch of the at-bat.
10th pitch of the at-bat, and that one went exactly the same as the foul ball before. So quite a battle going on here with 2 outs.
And his walk-up song starting for the 2nd time already. That's how long this at-bat took. It's a great job working the pitch count here in the early stages of the ball game.
And he takes that just outside for a ball 4.
What an at-bat here. What a plate appearance by Eddie Stummer. Falling off everything that's close and laying off all the
That was a
pitches
disciplined
outside the
at-bat.
zone.
Yeah, very disciplined at-bat. Yeah, he laid off that last pitch. It was a tough pitch to lay off. It was not far outside.
A very well-deserved base for him.
So, following Stummer, we have Daniel Lankers, the center fielder for the Capitals. And he takes inside for ball 1. Stummer taking a pretty aggressive lead there, drew the pick off, and was back safe. Plenty of time.
Trying to clean out
Got
his jersey out there a little bit.
Clean out the uniform. So, 1-0 for Lankhorst. And he blooped one to the first baseman, an easy play for Jesus Ustariz. And that'll bring the 2nd inning to a close. And we'll be right back. So now up we have Nathaniel Batista, the right fielder for San Marino. And that's a first pitch strike from Noah Lind. And he's hitting the corners here. Low, that hit the bottom inside corner.
2 great fastballs get him ahead here, 0-2.
And that one inside for a ball. 1-2 for Batista. off that one.
Great breaking ball there.
Just off the plate. 2-2 for Batista. And a big swing there for strike 3. That's the second strikeout for Lind.
Another great changeup here. Got Batista out in front.
And now we have number 6, the designated hitter, Ortwin Pietronella.
He's the San Marino DH batting 8th today.
And that one hits the corner again with the fastball. 0-1 for Lind. Tried to hit the same spot there, but just missed. Just missed low. 1-1. And
going right back to that
going
spot.
right
He's
back
been
to
hitting really well so far, but
yeah,
that
just
missed
missed
just low.
That one missed just low. And that one's way outside. So 3-1 here for Pietronella, sorry. The DH.
First one that's been able to lay off a couple pitches here. Work himself a good hitter's count.
And he worked a walk here, number 6. So that brings up number 13, the shortstop, Eric Epifano.
Bottom of the lineup.
That's the first base runner for San Marino so far this game. And foul ball for strike 1. Epifano. So, toss to first. Not much of a lead there.
Lind's got a great pickoff move to first. Several guys he picked off during the regular season. I think it's 3 at least.
And that's a blooper to right. Let's see. And that's a nice play there by Lamb Hunt. Didn't have to go too far for that one. He was already standing there for the holding the man on first. So that's 2 outs here for Noah Lind. And at bat we have the leadoff hitter, Leo Ferrini, the third baseman for San Marino. And inside for ball 1.
Close pitch there on the first pitch fastball. Just missed the inside corner.
He's been excuse me, pretty consistent of hitting the corners. Nothing down the middle from Lind. That one was a bit low. So falling behind. 2-0 here for Ferrini. And that's a big hit to center field. And an easy play for Daniel Lankers in center field for the third out. And we're going into the bottom of the third. Tied 0-0. So, and we've seen one base runner so far this game.
One base runner and the second guy who had a single into left field, but immediately got thrown out at second, so he never really was on base.
Yeah. We got a nice throw from Nick Michelli in left field to get him at second. So we'll be right back with the bottom of the third inning.
Deine Hut. vielleicht, kein Morgen, kein Gestern.
Das Talent und das Potenzial ist da.
Versuch es, wie du es noch nie versucht hast.
Hoffe ich doch, dass wir am Schluss dann in Berlin dabei sind.
Spiel für deine Geschichte und die Hut.
Die FIBA Eurobasket 2022. Live bei Magenta TV und Magenta Sport.
It hasn't been such a long time since people first started shopping online, and it was easy to keep up with the clicks. Little by little by little by more, the clicks added up to be more than the stores, and e-tailers worked harder than ever before, because they had to keep up with the clicks. All of a sudden, there are so many must-dos if you want to keep selling, like delivery there, no there, or there.
And make it tomorrow, first thing.
No time for
And
pause.
we're back.
Stay in control, to stay in the flow and continue to grow, but we'll help you. Keep up.
So bottom of the third. Leonard Vella leading off, playing DH today against pitcher Gabriele Quattrini. And that one on the outside corner for strike one. And there's a hit to left. Battling the sun a bit. And that's pretty easy play for the left fielder. Left fielder is Dudley Leonora. For the first out. And coming to the plate for Bonn is Nick Michelli, number 19, and playing left field today for the Capitals. Made that great throw for the third out in the first.
And he's at the bottom of the Bonn batting order again here.
And that's hit right up. Oh. Just into the stands there.
There was one guy, missed him by about 50 centimeters maybe, but he just stayed in his camping seat there. Stone cold, didn't move an inch.
Yeah, I like that. Inch, centimeters, yeah. 15 centimeters, like half a foot, yeah.
I'm used to centimeters, but in
Baseball's
baseball
a game of
context,
inches. So there it is, up the middle. Nick Michelli with a nice single there. I think that's the third or fourth ball that was hit to that spot, but this time the shortstop wasn't able to get there. So Nick Michelli on first base, going to the top of the order. Eric Brank, the shortstop for Bonn. See if he can start a rally here. Inside for ball one. And another ball from Quattrini.
shadow is getting longer and longer out on the field at the moment as the sun's just about to set. The lights have been turned on as well.
And there's it up the left side. That looks at least two. Michelli is going to third base, and he's being waved home. And he will beat it. 1-0 for the Capitals. A double for Eric Brank. Stand-up double. The ball hit just inside the third base line.
And it went all the way into the corner. It took a long time for the left fielder of San Marino to get to that ball, allowing Nick Michelli to score rather easily, standing up all the way from first base.
Yeah, we couldn't even see him. It was that deep in the corner. So 1-0 for Bonn. And now Wilson Lee, number 21, right fielder.
Runners going, breaking for third.
And not even a throw.
got the right pitch to run on. Breaking ball that got low into the dirt. Taken off right away on the first pitch with just one down. Now we're only 90 feet away.
And that's outside for ball 2. So some aggressive base running here early in the game from the Capitals. And that breaking ball was in there for a strike.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty juicy ball to hit, but he was looking something else there. So that breaking ball found its way into the heart of the plate.
And he's called on the swing.
And the home plate umpire made that call, didn't ask for help down the first base line.
2-2 for Lee. And that one's in the dirt to bring the count to full. And he takes that inside for ball 4. Looking good here for the home team.
Yeah, they're really getting to Ferrini now. 3 straight base runners are run already in. 2 more on the bases on the corners right now. They got their best OBP guy coming up.
Danny Sanchez, number 8, third baseman.
And he's just a line drive machine, finding holes everywhere. And a patient hitter. A lot of quality at-bats out of him. And that's why he's been in the number 3 spot, even though he's new to the team. Just joined this year from Solingen.
And a big cut at that one for the first strike.
Had him fooled there on the breaking ball.
Looking for a first pitch fastball, I guess.
Definitely looked like it, because that broke way out of the zone.
So a lot of communication going on here with the catcher in the infield, with the man on first and third. And a big swing there again for strike 2.
Maybe being a bit over aggressive here right now, trying to do too much. Chasing 2 straight pitches out of the strike zone. It's not often you see that out of Danny Sanchez.
So behind the count for Sanchez. And he takes that one high. 1-2. Still only 1 out here for the Capitals. And another swing outside the strike zone. So strikeout for Sanchez. And that'll bring up number 15, Daniel Lamb Hunt.
This is the first strikeout as well for Gabriele Catrini, starting pitcher for San Marino, and it came in a big spot.
So man on first and third, 2 outs. For the cleanup hitter, Lamb Hunt. And he'll take that inside for a ball. And inside again for ball 2. And that's a strike.
2 pitch finds the strike zone. Gets Catrini back into the count. And Daniel Lamb Hunt now trying to get in those runners with 2 down and a 2-1 count.
He hits it again right to the shortstop. Easy play to second for the third out. But Bonn managed to score 1 run on a double, stand-up double by Eric Brank. And stranded 2. That leaves 1-0 for Bonn after 3. So we'll be right back. Nothing for Bonn. They got a couple hits the last inning to go up 1-0 against the San Marino Baseball Club. And at bat we have number 25, Federico Celli. And way inside there.
Federico Celli, der erste Schlagmann.
So Lind's been pretty consistent.
He also struck out Celli back in the first. Struck him out swinging on changeup.
That one's high. 2-0 here for Celli. Lind falling back behind in the count. And going for that outside corner again, this time just missing. 3 balls and no strikes. And that's ball 4. So 4 balls on 4 pitches. So leadoff walk for Federico Celli. That brings up Oscar Angulo, the second baseman, number 4.
He has the only hit in this game for San Marino so far. Immediately got thrown out at second. That play in the first inning.
And there he goes again with a nice line drive to left. But that'll hold the runner at second. So with just pretty quickly, San Marino's managed to get 2 men on base. And that brings up number 14, Gabrielino, the catcher, hitting in the cleanup spot. So Lind's stepping off there, keeping an eye on Celli on second base.
It can't be easy for an 18-year-old pitcher to task with starting such an important game here at the Champions Cup.
And there he was fouled off bunt for strike 1.
Rarely see the cleanup batter or the catcher in general bunting.
I think they're anticipating a low-scoring, close game here.
Trying to get every run they can get, as once again, San
Again,
Marino on deck hitter.
cultural, got some cultural issues here. In Germany, the on-deck batter always gets the foul, the balls that go behind the plate.
And it has really worked really well with all the other games I've seen so far. With the team from Parma, from Italy as well.
And that is, gets through. And that might, here comes a throw from the outfield that's way over the top, but that'll score a run quite easily. I don't think he had a chance from center. And just below the glove of Eddie Stummer there at second. So San Marino picking up here. We got a runner on second and third.
As Lino advanced to second on that overthrow
On
towards
that
home
overthrow.
plate.
Yep, so still no outs here. And this brings up number 77, Jesus Ustaris.
Popped up to the second baseman back in the second inning.
And he hits it hard to center field as well. And that looks like that's going to bring, we got tags coming from second and third, and it is now 2-0 San Marino.
2-1.
2-1, sorry. Tom's keeping an eye on me. So after 3 innings of not much wood on the ball, looks like San Marino figured it out here with 1 out. Man on third. And that's a big hit to left field. And that curled foul.
That definitely at the distance, though.
That definitely. This is Dudley, number 27, Dudley Leonora, the left fielder. Had the distance, but just curled left into foul territory. And this one he's sending down the middle, but that should be an easy play for
That
center
might not be
fielder. And
deep
then
enough.
the tag is just late. So 3-1 with 2 down here. So two fly balls to center field brought in some runs here for San Marino.
They've been really effective. Just 2 hits this inning, but scored 3 runs off of that. Some
Yep.
smart base running.
That brings up number 24, Nathaniel Batista. And he'll take a ball. And ball 2. Seem to be getting under Lynn's skin here a little bit. And a big swing. And the on-deck batter did get the ball from the San Marino team this time. And another foul ball, bringing the count to 2-2. Just missing the scoreboard as they take down field 2. Break it down, get it ready for the night here. Securing everything, and that's outside. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, full count, and 2 outs here. And another ball well hit to center field. And an easy play for Daniel Lankhorst. I think 3 fly balls to center field that inning.
Those were the 3 outs, yes.
The 3 outs. So, but they did manage to get some runs. So we're looking at 3-1 for San Marino against Bonn. Moving to the top of the 5th. back for the bottom of the fourth. Sorry, I misspoke it before the break. Batting, leading off for the Bonn Capitals is the catcher Vinny Ahrens.
Important to quickly get some runs back here for the Capitals. Start climbing back sooner rather than later. So we're already in the middle innings here.
And that's in there for a called strike. It's been a pretty quick game so far.
Just
An
not
hour-
even an hour. as
Not
we
even an
started
hour
at.
already in the bottom of the fourth. Takes that high for ball one. And that one hit to the second baseman. Pretty easy play there.
No, I
to
think
get
he
Ahrens.
actually beat that out, even though he was called out at first. Vinny Ahrens hustling down that line, and
Yeah, well, they played it like an easy play, but
They
you're
made it
right.
look
was
very
pretty.
routine,
It
but-
was pretty. One pump too many, but they did manage the out. That brings up number 42, second baseman Eddie Stummer.
reached base on the base on balls back in the second.
And that's in there for a strike. 0-1. And fouls that one off for strike two. And he lifts that one to the shortstop for out number two. And with two outs, Daniel Lankhorst, who caught 3 fly balls playing center field last half inning. Let's see if he can start a 2-out rally here for the Capitals. That's a big swing for strike one.
Bonn hitters looking like they're starting to get impatient again. It's always when that happens, when the results are getting worse and worse.
Well, it's 3-1, so 3-1, so they're still in there. And that's ground ball to third baseman, and nice pick by the first baseman for out number 3.
Quick 1-2-3 inning here for the San Marino pitching.
Yeah, he looks to be pitcher. Quattrini looks to be settling in. I can imagine the Capitals players are pretty tired, having just finished their previous game less than an hour, around an hour before the start of this game.
But it's not something new to them. In the Bundesliga, they often play doubleheaders on the weekends, Saturdays or Sundays, and with just a half an hour of break in between as well. So it's not a new feeling for most of the players here. And it's really how they're going to adapt to the San Marino pitching, how they're going to show their ability to fight back, because they haven't been behind a lot at this Champions Cup so far.
Well, they were behind last night.
That was the first and only time except this game that they were behind. And it was just for the half of the 9th inning. So now down 3-1 here.
So we have Noah Lind back on the mound. hoping to do a little better than last inning. They got some good wood on his pitches last inning. A lot of contact, a lot of well hit balls. 3 of them straight to the center fielder. Now we have 8th batter in the order, or twin Piatanella, the designated hitter.
Reached base on a walk in his first time around.
And he hits it to right center. And just beyond the reach of Lankers, and he's going to try for 3. And he should make it pretty easily. Stand up triple for the DH. Piatanella. So strong start for San Marino here.
They're going after the first pitch a lot by Noland. He almost exclusively throws his fastball as the first pitch and oftentimes in the zone. I've been hitting it quite well past inning and started out this inning as well.
And the Capital players moving in, playing in, trying to prevent another run here. Foul ball for the first strike. Again, did lead with that fastball. And a big swing by number 13, shortstop Eric Epifano. And another big swing.
That looked like an off-speed pitch that got away a little bit. Stayed up. Got the swing and a miss, nonetheless.
So 0-2 here for Lind. Ahead in the count. And that one down in the dirt. Did not swing, according to the first base umpire. And that's another hard hit ball to left field. That'll be going to the fence. Michelli gets it, throws it towards second, and safe at second. And that managed to score a run as well. So we've gone to 4-1 for San Marino.
Hitting Lind quite well now.
Yeah, I think they figured him out here. Epifano with a nice hit to left field. Michelli was playing a bit in there, a little over to the right.
Bonn have already used a lot of their pitchers in the first 2 games. So 2 tight
and
games.
There's a bunt attempt. That one is foul. Nice bunt, just foul. Trying to advance the runner here. This is the leadoff hitter, Leo Ferrini, third baseman for San Marino.
Hasn't had any success at the plate in his first 2 at-bats. Flown out a couple of times.
So he tried to lay down the bunt for strike 1, just foul. And there's a foul ball. So 0-2 for Ferrini. Man on second, no outs. And that one's in the dirt for the first ball.
They're not chasing his off-speed pitches anymore as they did in the first 2 innings.
They're waiting for the fastball.
They're able also to spot the changeup earlier. Not swing at it.
And there's another well-hit ball to center field. Well, there's a nice throw. And just safe. Epifano just safe at third. Nice throw coming from center field from Danny Lankers, but just a little too late. Couldn't have thrown it better than that. This brings up number 2 batter, Federico Celli, center fielder for San Marino.
Oh, and on the appeal, he's out. He left second base too early. First base umpire calling him out. But first base coach for San Marino enraged with him, and I can explain why. Bonn didn't even throw an appeal yet, and the first base umpire called him out on his own without an appeal, and leaving early on a tag-up is an appeal play only, so it can normally only be called after the defending team makes the appeal. First base umpire making the call before.
And he has to appeal that to the head umpire?
To any umpire, but
To
the
any
umpire was
umpire.
making that call all the way on his own without any appeal thrown.
Because the head coach...
And in that situation, it doesn't matter if the runner, in fact, did leave early. It is just about the execution. There's no appeal. He cannot be called out. And so the manager rightfully enraged with that one.
But the play stands. That'll make it 2 outs. A double play on that.
And a pretty bad mistake there, in my opinion, by the umpiring crew. Not one you would expect at this highest level in Europe. So the runner's out at second base on the appeal.
And that's... Ball is in the dirt. So Federico Celli, 1-0. A lucky break there for the Capitals. There would have been 1 out with a man on third. Now it's 2 outs, nobody on. And there's a high ball to right field. Wilson Lee standing under that one. Made an adjustment for the out. So, 1 run for San Marino and a bit of an eventful inning with a funny call there. Leaving too soon on a caught ball. And after that bit of action, we'll see you in a few minutes.
Deine Hut. Kein Vielleicht, kein Morgen, kein Gestern.
Das Talent und das Potenzial ist da.
Versuch es, wie du es noch nie versucht hast.
Hoffe ich doch, dass wir am Schluss dann in Berlin dabei sind.
Spiel für deine Geschichte und die Hut.
Die FIBA Eurobasket 2022. Live bei Magenta TV und Magenta Sport.
Deine Hut. Kein Vielleicht, kein Morgen, kein Gestern.
Das Talent und das Potenzial ist da.
Versuch es, wie du es noch nie versucht hast.
Hoffe ich doch, dass wir am Schluss dann in Berlin dabei sind.
Spiel für deine Geschichte und die Hut.
Die FIBA Eurobasket 2022. Live bei Magenta TV und Magenta Sport.
So just let's see if we can just take 1 minute and explain. Maybe Tom, you can explain what happened in that last inning there with that tag up play.
Yeah, the call made by the first base umpire was that he left early while tagging up, which I didn't look at second base in that moment, which might have been the right call. The only thing with appeal plays is there has to be an appeal made before an umpire can act on it. It's not a call an umpire can make for himself. So that was the wrong order of things to happen there.
It looks like Bonn lucked out on that call, or missed call maybe.
San Marino no longer complaining about it as well, being up 4-1 here.
Yeah. So we have no balls and 2 strikes for Leonard Weller. And he takes that for a ball. So let's see if Bonn can capitalize on that call. And that's an easy ground ball back to the pitcher. And a nice and easy play to first for San Marino for the first out. Not much of a swing on that. I think he was undecided whether he was going to swing or not.
He was probably mostly in defense mode there with 2 strikes. Just trying to fight it off.
And here's Nick Michelli.
Scored Bonn's only run so far this game after reaching on a base hit in the 3rd. Came around to score on Eric Brink's RBI double.
And there's another hit for Michelli. First pitch, straight up the middle. Nice line drive. So Bonn has a base runner with 1 out and the top of the order coming up here. So this is number 30, Eric Brink. So a good opportunity for Bonn here to get some hits and get some more runs. And that one on the corner.
Good breaking ball there by Ferrini. Came back to the inside corner. Strike 1.
And he goes back to the same pitch it looked. This time inside for 1-1. And high and inside. Takes it to 2-1. Doesn't look like Michelli is going to be going.
Maybe some offense brewing here now for the Capitals.
And he takes that for called strike 2.
That was a fastball. Well placed right in there. Bottom of the strike zone.
Bottom outside corner. So 2-2 for Brank. And that one is outside. That'll make it a full count here.
With 1 down and the runner at first, the count being full, I think it's highly likely that Michelli is going to be on the move here on this next pitch. Gonna look to get a head start if the ball is put in play. Doesn't go.
And hit by pitch. Michelli didn't have to move. Ball right in the back of Brank. That was a breaking ball, so it didn't hurt too much. That puts a man on second and first and second with 1 out here.
And that's going to bring out the pitching coach for San Marino to talk to his pitcher out there.
We have Wilson Lee coming up for the Capitals. One of the most experienced players on the team.
And really the biggest power threat by far. Known to a lot of bombs every season.
Wearing number 21, playing right field today. Also pitched in the last game. So 1 down here, man on first and second for Bonn. Tying run at the plate. And that's another fastball in the corner. The first strike.
Wilson Lee looking to do some damage here. The runner in scoring position. 2 runners on, just 1 down.
And that one was close, but called a ball by the umpire. 1-1 for Lee.
Bonn right fielder hit that big home run in the first game against Neptunus.
And stepping off. Trying to hold the runner. Quattrini. And there's a big swing by Lee. So 1-2. So Quattrini heading the count. One down. And there's a ball. It looks like the first baseman is going to get it. That one was skied by Wilson Lee, but caught quite easily by the first baseman for the second out. So Danny Sanchez is up, number 8, third baseman. Clutch hitter, as you said last inning.
Not a lot of production out of him so far this game. Grounded out and struck out. So maybe time for him here to finally break through in his third at bat.
And lays off that one. That was way outside. 1-0. Foul back, 1-1.
Just behind that one. A little off with the timing.
Getting a big lead off. Second is Michelli. And throw back from the pitcher, but Michelli back in plenty of time. Trying to get him to make that throw, see if he can miss. Taking a big lead again. One and one. And outside for 2-1.
Looking really patient out here. Not chasing like he did in his last at bat. Just looking to keep the line going. Maybe get a run in.
And laid off that one again, just outside. Ferrini not too happy about that call. 3-1 here. Hitters count for Danny Sanchez. And ball hit right to the third baseman, and he gets the force out at second to end the inning. So two men left on. Score 4-1 for San Marino. And we're moving on to the 6th inning. This is a really fast game. Fast baseball here in Bonn, Rheinauer Park in Bonn, Germany tonight.
So, Wechsel bei den Bonn Capital Starter. Nur nicht mehr im Spiel. Applaus für den Starter, der Mann mit der Nummer 14. Den jetzt auf dem Mount mit der Nummer 17, Sammy Steiger. erste Schlagmann in der oberen Hälfte. 6:4:1 der Spielstand für Stummer.
And we're back with a new pitcher for Bonn. Sammy Steigert, the side armor, throws a ball. And there's a ground ball to Brank. Makes the fast throw to first for the first out. So 2 pitches, 1 out.
That's the first time they've retired Oscar Angelo today.
Up now we have the cleanup hitter, Gabrielino, number 14 for San Marino. These guys have either been going deep or swinging at the first pitches, so let's see what happens here.
Sammy Steigert. He missed the beginning of the season while he was still in an American college on a baseball scholarship. So he's been playing at a pretty high level. He's now returned to the Capitals.
Foul ball.
And he can really mess with hitters at the plate with this funky delivery.
And if you're not used to it. And there's a ground ball to second baseman. Straight through his legs. That's an error for number 42, Stummer. Rare we see errors like that on this at this level.
Yeah, the Bonn defense has been really good so far. First error here.
So they're hoping for a double play ball.
With Sammy Steigert, he doesn't throw a straight fastball just by his delivery. His fastballs have a lot of sink to it, so he's going to get a lot of ground balls and maybe even a double play ball. That, of course, would be perfect for the Bonn pitcher.
At bat we have Jesus Ustaris. And there's a blooper to right. And diving to make the play is Wilson Lee in right. Showing his athleticism there. Pitching, hitting home runs, and diving for fly balls.
That was a great play. It showed off some great range there.
That's also backhand dive. That's having played outfield. I know that's not an easy play to make. Moving to your left.
As a lefty there.
He is a lefty. He is a lefty. Would have been a little easier for him. True, true. And here's another ground ball to the second baseman. And that'll be the third out. So, moving to the bottom of the sixth. 4-1 for San Marino. And we're back here, Bonn Rheinauer, at the bottom of the sixth. The game against the Bonn Capitals against San Marino Baseball Club from Italy. Score is 4-1 for San Marino. And at bat we have number 15, Daniel Lampunt. And he swings for a strike there on the first pitch. And another big swing. So 2 pitches, 2 strikes.
They have been good pitches as well. Found the heart of the zone. Lampunt just couldn't quite make contact on them. They're good pitches to it, really.
And that one's in the dirt for the first ball, 1-2.
Classic waste pitch there, 0-2. Change the eye level on that curveball. Maybe coming back with a heater now.
Ferrini still looking strong here. And he does come back with the heat, but that one is high. 2-2. And a call, third strike on the outside corner for Daniel Lampond. Caught looking. That brings up number 5, Vinny Arends, the catcher for the Capitals. Hoping to start off a rally here. Come back from down 4-1.
Capitals just 4 hits in total so far through 5 1/3. Really got to start picking up on the offense. Get something going, get a little bit of a rally maybe. Or otherwise, it'll probably not come back.
Takes a big cut at that one. So as we talked about before, all teams, well, 4 teams, 3 teams so far are 2-1.
It's 3 teams in the other group, and in the Bonn group, no team besides Brno has finished all 3 games, and they've lost their 3 group stage games. It's going to be decided just tomorrow morning in the continuing of the Curaçao Neptunus versus San Marino game. And that's going to play a big role in who's going to advance to the semifinals and who will be in 3rd place.
That's the third. That's called strike. 1-2. And low ball, 2-2.
Good attempt there by Cotrini on the changeup.
So Bonn needs to win this one to stay in it.
To secure staying in it. If they lose it and they go 2-1, there's 2 scenarios. Either San Marino beating Curaçao Neptunus, being 3-0, which would have Bonn advancing because they would be 2-1 as well as Curaçao Neptunus. And as Bonn won the direct game against Neptunus, they would advance to the semifinals. Oh yeah, right. If Neptunus lost to San Marino, they would be 1-2 as well, so indefinite 3rd place. And if Bonn loses tonight and Curaçao Neptunus manages to sneak away a victory from San Marino, then 3 teams are going to be tied at 2-1 at the top of the group. Then as Arends strikes out swinging here, then the overall run differential would be the deciding factor. So counting together all 3 games that all the teams have played and the best run differential overall, teams would advance over the other ones with the same record. That's what happened in the other group as Heidenheim not continuing to the semifinals because of exactly that rule.
And Eddie Stummel here.
To avoid all those scenarios, Bonn of course would like to win this game. Make
Then
everything
it's in
clear.
their hands. Yeah. It's hard for any team to. There's a base hit and it falls just in front of the center fielder. So a second pitch single for Eddie Stummer. Starting off the Capitals here with 1 out.
No, there's 2 down already.
2 down,
2
sorry.
strikeouts.
Again, Tom is keeping an eye on me. He's got the scorecard in front of him.
And with also the scoreboard here in the ballpark not really working properly most of these innings. Can be quite tough to keep up here.
And that's ball 1 for Lankers. And he held off on that one. That was the one to swing at. Right down the middle.
A fastball too. Not really gonna get anything better.
Takes a big cut at that one. 1-2. So bottom of the 6th. Still a lot of baseball left here. And fouled back just over our heads. 1-2 for Lankers. Takes that one just high.
Ferrini already walking off the mount there, was sure he got strikeout to end the inning. Not called, strike 3. So Lankers will have another go here at 2-2 now.
And high and inside. So full count with 2 outs. Stummer will be running on the pitch here. And a big cut for strike 3.
So Ferrini is striking out the side here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
Yeah, Ferrini looks like he's getting better as the game goes on here. Bad news for the Capitals as we move into the top of the 7th. October baseball in June. And it's a strike for, at bat we have Nathaniel Batista. Taking a ball there, 1-1.
And that's sort of a rising slider resulting from that release point that Sammy Steigert has, and that just keeps going up and moving away from right-handed hitters, and has been really strong in past outings.
And missing outside, 2-1.
Bottom of the lineup coming up for San Marino, 7, 8, and 9.
And swing and a miss. Got a bit of that. 2-2. So you see a difference in the pitching style. Sammy Steigert is also pretty quick. And way inside there. Takes it to full count for Batista. Playing right field for San Marino tonight. And a swing and a miss. Strikeout for Steigert. At the top of the 7th. 1 out here for Bonn. That brings up number 8, the DH, Ortwin Piatanella. Big swing there for strike 1. And that one is hit into the right field corner. Going to be at least 2. He's going for 3. Here comes a throw. He will make it. Standing up. And he slides anyway. Nice hit by the DH there.
The second consecutive triple here. Already tripled in his last at bat in the 4th inning.
So with 1 out, San Marino with a runner on 3rd. San Marino definitely finding a way to get wood on the ball, sorry.
They're doing a way better job of that than the Bonn offense is doing. They're, in my opinion, more likely to score again. Besides this run that's at 3rd right now than the Bonn offense is. Just showing a lot more confidence, a lot more patience. Seeing pitches and driving pitch as well.
1-1 here. And we've seen a lot of good line drives from the San Marino team. And a swing and a miss. 1-2.
Epifano up to bat right now. Hit a double in his last at bat. That brought home a run.
Number 13, shortstop. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So 2 down.
Great sequence here by Sammy Steiger on the mound, keeping him unbalanced all through that IB, leaving him no chance.
So we're back at the top of the order for San Marino. This is Leo Ferrini, third baseman. We'll take that for a ball. First pitch. Runner on third for San Marino, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Sammy Steigert.
Yeah, he's really found his groove out there, it seems like, even though he gave out the 1 triple. Working a nice rhythm.
And fouled that one off. Puts him ahead, 1 and 2. So Bonn hoping for a strikeout here from their side armor. With a guy threatening at third, runner at third for San Marino. And swing and a miss, strike 3.
Struck out the side. Great pitching by Sammy Steiger. Gets him out of the jam. Keeps the difference at just 3 runs.
So, high fives and fist bumps from his playmates as he goes back to the dugout. And we move to the bottom of the 7th.
Siebtes Inning. Hier gibt es einen Wechsel. Anschlag bei den Caps.
We return for the bottom half of the 7th inning with a change in the Bonn lineup. DH Leonard Bella no longer in the game, and he's been replaced by number 1 Anthony Rodriguez, who will take over as DH and be the first one to face Gabriel Quattrini, who's still out there on the mound for San Marino. Coming, and misses outside as well. Quattrini really getting up there in the pitch count now as he begins his 7th inning of work. He's had some long innings in between, some long at-bats, long battles. As that one called on the lone outside corner. Gets the count back to 2-1. Three and 1 to the pinch hitter for Bonn. Three-one pitch coming, and big swing and a miss there by Rodriguez. Fills up the count at 3-2. Bonn really in need of some offense here as we head to the back third of the game. Swings
Swing
right
and a
through
miss.
that one.
It was a good at bat. He got to full count, but swing and miss on that third. That last pitch there for the first out. That brings up Nick Michelli.
Who's responsible for 2 of the 5 total Bonn hits so far. Got on base twice, scored the only run back in the third.
And Michelli takes that inside for ball 1. Michelli is also my coach. He coaches one of the teams here. When he's not playing for the Bundesliga or practicing, he's teaching me to play baseball better. After 40 years, I can still get better.
Is he good as a coach?
He's a really good coach. He really puts, you could see he does the same as a player. He puts 110% into playing. He puts 110% into coaching. We're really lucky to have him. We got a lot of new guys who've never played before, and I think he really enjoys teaching baseball. Taken there, ball 4, so he gets on base again.
Would have expected nothing else out of him. Great mentality out there. And on base here for the 3rd time in his 3rd plate appearance.
Yeah, playing left field. He came in and pitched last game as well. So he catches as well.
Sometimes he does, yeah.
Sometimes he catches. He's a good utility player for the Capitals. And hopefully we have Eric Brink coming up, starting top of the order. That caught the corner. Looked inside from up here. So, hoping for a 1-out rally. And a nice liner up the middle.
That almost took the pitcher's head off.
Almost took the pitcher's head off. And not enough to get Michelli to 3rd. So we got 1st and 2nd, 1 out. With one of the best hitters on the Capitals team coming up, Wilson Lee, number 21.
But they're scared to face him, at least with Caccioni on the mound, and as it looks like we're going to see a pitching change here in the bottom of the 7th. Could be just a regular mound visit, but as it's the manager of San Marino who's come out now, it's going to be a pitching change, and going to happen just like that.
All right, so we'll take a quick break with a pitching change here. Man on 1st and 2nd for Bonn, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. And we're back with a new pitcher for San Marino, Rene Mazzacchini, number 37. Checking the lineup here.
He's a lefty out there on the mound. They brought him in to face Wilson Lee, who's really, really good at hitting lefties, and he's also the tying run here in the bottom of the 7th.
And there's a rip past the diving 3rd baseman, bringing home 1, and Brank safe at 3rd. So 1 pitch, 1 hit, 1 run for the Capitals. 4-2 now in the bottom of the 7th.
Nice rally here after just 5 hits in the first 6 innings. Now 3 here. Oh no, it was 2 hits.
2 hits,
and
1 walk.
And 1 walk. But still a very good rally here up to this point.
So Michelli having both runs, scoring both runs for the Capitals so far.
Exactly.
And this brings up number 8, hitting 3rd for Bonn, Danny Sanchez.
And he's more than due. 0 for 3 so far.
And he takes that breaking ball for a called strike.
Good curveball. finds the zone. Mazzuccini gets ahead.
And another breaking ball. He swung at that one.
Was way out in front. Very unbalanced swing there by the Bonn third baseman.
So behind here, 0-2. Sanchez. A little bit of energy in the stadium again. Supporters, Bonn supporters getting louder, clapping. Way high and outside for a ball.
Still in defense mode here, Danny Sanchez. There's another off-speed pitch. He reaches for it, just barely fouls it off. That was too close for comfort, he decided.
That was way outside, but he just got a piece of it to stay alive.
He probably saw it being a breaking ball, starting to move back towards the plate. Didn't want to take any chances on that one. Just spiked it foul.
So 1-2 for Sanchez. And quick throw to first. Nice move there. But Wilson Lee back in time. Safe at first. And another throw.
That was, at least it looked.
That looked closer than the first one.
No, in my opinion, it looked pretty close to balk there. The pitcher is stepping more towards home plate there than towards first base, as he's not allowed to do. But not called by the umpiring crew.
And that one is low for ball 2. 2-2 for Sanchez.
And Sanchez with a great chance here. 2-2 in the count.
And it could be a double play. And it is. So, picture perfect hit for a double play by Sanchez. Disappointment for the Bonn team, but they did manage to get one back, 4-2. Moving into the 8th here in Bonn, Germany for the Champions Cup. And we're back for the top of the 8th inning here. Sammy Steiger pitching to the number 2 hitter, Federico Celli.
He's 0 for 2 so far with a walk and a run scored.
That's outside for ball 1. And side again. Ball 2. And there's a swing and a miss. Got a piece of it.
Steiger so far really strong. Gave up that one triple, but nothing came from that. Other than that.
And there's another one hit to right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Celli.
Mike Schmitz has already left the dugout on his way out there.
And there will be a pitcher change here in the top of the 8th. And we'll be right back here in Bonn for the Champions Cup. Getting late here. It was a really nice game to watch under the lights. Sammy Steiger getting a round of applause from the fans here. And we'll be right back after this pitcher change. The Capitals is Paul Schmitz, number 27. 18 years old, 2 meters tall.
A little more, I think.
A little more than 2 meters tall, big guy.
And he can
starts it off with a strike.
He can get up there to around 94, 95 miles an hour with a massive fastball.
Yeah, he's got the body for it. Big guy, coaches one of my sons. Another one who loves baseball and loves imparting his knowledge to other young players. So we have man on first for San Marino. No outs here in the top of the 8th.
Ahead here, 0-2 to the San Marino second baseman.
And he fouls that one off. Oscar Angulo, number 4. Yeah, it's a bit of a. Let's see what happened with this pitch. 0-2.
Great play there
Great
by
play.
second baseman Eddie Stummer.
Nice play by Eddie to get the lead runner there. Safe at first, but that was a nice play. Get the first out. So Bonn being quite conservative with their pitchers here. They have more games coming up, so they have to really watch. It's a balance of, getting through this game as well as they can while conserving their pitchers.
Paul Schmitz has been great. He's been using the Bundesliga as well this season, and he's really done a good job. Of course, still pretty young and sometimes facing some control issues. Of course, for a guy his age, the nerves got to play a big role in a game like this as well.
It's a big game here.
And his first appearance in the Champions Cup as well.
And he's facing number 14, cleanup hitter, Gabrielino, the catcher for San Marino. And there's a pass ball. Easy stroll to second for Celli. Celli on second. And there's a foul ball up the third base side. The first strike.
Schmitz, of course, trying to keep the game right where it is at 42, as it's still very much in reach for Bonn with 2 innings to go.
So that ball was low, bringing the count to 3-1 with 1 out here. So a quick meeting. Catcher and pitcher here. Out comes the umpire, making sure these meetings don't go too long. So 3-1 here.
Some big pitches coming up here this half of the inning. Really decide the outcome of the game.
And he fouls that one off. That brings the count to full.
And once again, next batter not picking up the ball. Seen that quite a lot here this game by the San Marino hitters.
Gotta wonder if they have a ball boy where they play.
That might be the reason behind that.
The umpire not too happy about that. And that's fouled off.
Umpire and crew, of course, trying to get the game going and keep it going, as we're approaching the silent hours here and that we have to be aware of, as we are in Germany. There are certain limitations as to how long those night games can take. Check swing, and he went around.
And he went around. The home plate umpire checking with the first base umpire, who puts up his fists for a called 3rd strike. He did go around. So Paul Schmitz gets out of that one.
Huge out here for the Bonn pitcher. Now 2 down.
2 down for the Capitals. Hoping to get through this inning with no runs for the San Marino. And that's low for ball 1. One straight down the pipe for a called strike. Good fastball.
Very sharp out here with his fastball.
And he goes with the off-speed pitch, but that one was high. 2-1. And that one's up, but out of play.
Oh, he almost caught that one, someone in the stands.
And he threw it back.
That bat is shattered, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, you could hear that when he made contact. The kids aren't too happy about it. If you get some foul balls here at Bonn at the Capitol Stadium here, you bring it to the refreshment stand and you get some points. And after a certain amount of points, you get free ice cream.
Yeah, I think some free stuff in general there. Free food.
Yeah, so the kid's not too happy about the spectator the fan throwing the ball back to the field. One less ice cream point for some kid there. And there it is. Check swing, 3rd strike. Schmitz gets out of the inning. 4-2 for San Marino. Moving to the bottom of the 8th.
Bottom of the 8th inning, 4, 5, 6 in the Bonn batting order. Starting off with first baseman number 15, Daniel Lampunt. 1 for 3 here so far this game.
And he takes that one high for ball 1. And that one's way outside for ball 2.
So the new pitcher, Rene Mazzuccini, came in the 7th. Got the last 2 outs. Is now facing the yard of the Bonn order here in the 8th.
Swing and a miss there for strike 1 for Lampunt. And he takes that one outside, 3-1. And he gets the walk. So leadoff runner on for Bonn, trailing by 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. So that's a good start for Bonn. That brings up number 5, Vinny Ahrens, the hero from last night. Walk-off grand slam. Home run here would tie the game.
And switch hitting catcher. Now batting from the right side, which is his natural side. A few years ago, before he switched to being a switch hitter.
So
He was just a right-handed hitter.
So he squared to bunt, but pulled back in time. Ball 1.
And 1 run, of course, not being enough for Bonn. They just are just trying to get Daniel Lampunt over. Need the 2nd run as well.
And he does that again. Takes it inside for ball 2. So some control issues for Mazzuccini, who came in last inning as a relief pitcher.
And I'm just really trying to understand right now why he would bunt. Of course, trying to stay out of the double play, but Bonn is not trailing 1 run.
He might
So
just be trying to throw off the pitcher, and he's probably taking for the first, waiting for the first strike.
Sacrificing one of the 6 outs they have
No, I
left.
don't.
Doesn't seem worth it.
He is going for the bunt. And the pitcher missed it, throws the ball away. Ball rolls to the fence. And Lampunt will be held at first. And we might not understand the strategy, but it has worked for Bonn.
Forget I said anything. I'm very much all right with bunting if that's the result.
It wasn't a great bunt. It was to the pitcher, which is normally an out, but the pitcher missed the ball off the ground and made a bad throw. And the result of the play is no outs, runners on 2nd and 3rd for the Capitals.
That's just the San Marino pitching coach out there on the mound right now. No pitching change is going to be made here. Just going to try to calm down his guy out there. And great opportunity here for Bonn. 2 guys in scoring position. Still nobody out. Tying run out there at 2nd base.
And at bat is Eddie Stummer.
He has reached twice already in this game. A single and on a walk, 1 for 2. And once again, for the 3rd time in a row when the Capitals play, it's going to be a really, really close game. No free wins given out to any side.
So a base hit here. Timeout called, not sure why.
They're going to intentionally walk Eddie Stommel, who is not a big power guy. Of course, that gets the double play in order.
So they're playing for the double play. So some strategy here. maybe questionable. I don't know.
I don't know if Eddie Stummer has ever been intentionally walking in his career.
That must feel good.
Not the biggest of guys out there.
That brings up Danny Lankers. So they do that to put a force play on second.
And on home plate as well.
And on home plate as well. And the infield or the corners are playing in here. And breaking ball way outside for ball one. So we even see some Capitals fans are standing now, cheering on their boys. And a big swing for strike one.
Danny Lankers chasing that one that high fastball. Comes up empty.
He doesn't have to hit it too far. A nice base hit will bring in two here.
Just a good quality at bat, and the base on balls would do the job as well.
And that's going to fall in. That's going to fall in. Base hit. 2 runners scored, and the ball's cut off. Tie game here at the bottom of the 8th for the Capitals. Still no outs. And the fans who are still around at 10:30 at night on a Thursday night are loving it.
And incredible scenes here once again, second night in a row. The Capitals climbing back from a deficit very late in the game, tie the game here in the bottom of the 8th with nobody down, and that's going to force out the pitcher. And let's not forget there are still 2 runners out there with still nobody out for the Capitals.
And here comes the manager. That'll probably be a pitching change here. And as you can tell from Tom's voice, he is a bit of a Bonn Capitals fan here.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah. So happy people in the stands and some happy people here in the commentator box as well. So Bonn coming back in the bottom of the 8th. And 2 men on, first and second.
Of course, it might be a bit of a bonus to be the home team. Supported by all those fans that are still out here cheering on their team, helping them with their comeback.
And it's definitely not Italian baseball weather today. It's a cool night. Not sure if that's affecting the pitchers. But it seems the Bonn Capitals bats have woken up.
And the new pitcher for San Marino is number 50, Fernando Baez. He also pitched already in the game against Curaçao. Had some control issues there. Gave up a couple of runs on a lot of walks.
Right-handed pitcher. And on deck for Bonn is Anthony Rodriguez, wearing number 1. He came in last inning.
Struck out his first time up back in the 7th.
The DH for Bonn tonight. So, still no outs here for the Capitals. Man on first and second. Anthony Rodriguez at the plate for the Capitals. And he's also squaring out. Nobody at second. So they get the first force play at first base. So that's called a sacrifice bunt.
And in this situation, it was, of course, the correct play and absolute perfect execution. Takes away the double play possibility for the San Marino defense, trading that in for an out. And now they've got 2 runners in scoring position, and the red-hot Nick Michelli coming up He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Also has a walk.
And he is also getting intentionally walked. So now it is 1 out with bases loaded for the Capitals. And that brings up their leadoff hitter, Eric Brank.
Who has 2 hits as well and 3 at-bats.
So San Marino here playing very defensively, thinking about the double play to get out of this inning.
Bonn fans now on their feet chanting the name of their shortstop.
And that one's in there for strike 1. No bunts here from Brank. Brank is hoping for another base hit. And that's outside for ball 1.
Bonn hitters have really come up in the clutch so far in this Champions Cup. And that's one of the main reasons they're up 2-0 right now in the group. Have come back here already to tie the game in the bottom of the 8th.
And Brank chased that one up and away. Managed to foul it off. Makes the count 1-2. Still only 1 out here for the Capitals. And a check swing on what looked like a pretty good pitch to swing on.
Just got a little high and in on him. Decided to check it. Couldn't do it.
Managed to get some bat on the ball. So he's still in there with a count of 1-2 for Eric Brank. And he did not go on that one. So
almost
2
no
and 2.
swing attempted there. Could hold up on the off-speed pitch in the dirt. Recognize it just early enough. Evens out the count. 2-2.
And their big swing for strike 3 for Eric Brank.
Huge strikeout here for Fernando Baez.
This brings up Wilson Lee, number 21. Someone who definitely has the power.
And also has by far the highest batting average on the team in the regular Bundesliga season so far, hitting over 500, which is just absolutely impressive.
And a swing and a miss there for strike 1.
Chase his way out of the zone there on a breaking ball.
Hoping for the fastball. And there is a fly ball, but that'll be caught by the center fielder for the 3rd out. So, Bonn managed 2 runs to bring the score to tie the game at 4-4. Now we're going to head with a tie score into the top of the 9th. Game between the Bonn Capitals and San Marino, and we'll be right back.
And Bonn in general more of an underdog role going into this tournament, with the Dutch and the Italian teams both really strong.
1-1 here for Leonora. And there's a rip taken by the first baseman, Lam Hunt. Toss it to Schmitz for the 1st out. Cheers and fist pump here from the Bonn supporters. That brings up number 24, Nathaniel Batista.
Struck out twice, also flown out to center field, 0 for 3 so far.
Well, Also squared around to Bond. Took
No pitch there as the third base umpire called for time before that pitch was thrown. As he was shouting something into the San Marino dugout. Don't really know what that was about, but no pitch. Count remains.
that was a strike for Schmitz.
But as time was called prior to that, it doesn't count, of course. As he gets
And
strike one now.
Comes back with another strike on the outside corner. And he left that one high, so 1-1. One out here in the top of the ninth. Tie score 4-4. And that's called the ball. 2-1. Some grunts and boos and oohs and ahs from the not too happy Capital fans. And that takes the count to 3-1. And just off the outside corner for a walk. That brings up number 6, Ortwin Pietranella.
2 for 2 so far. 2 triples in innings 5 and 7. Also reached on a base on balls back in the third. On base all 3 times so far.
And that one is off the dirt for ball one. Capitals here hoping for a double play ball with 1 out. And that one's called a strike. Throw to first is safe. 1-1. 1 out. 1 man on. Timeout called by the batter.
The tensions keep on rising here. It's very tied in the 9th.
And there's a swing and a miss, but the ball got past catcher Vinny Ahrens, allowing the runner to get to second base into scoring position with 1 out. So that takes away the double play possibility for the Capitals.
The count's still 1-2 in favor of Paul Schmitz.
And he just got a piece of that one. Count's still 1-2. 1 out. Another ball from Paul Schmitz.
Starting to get a little frustrated out there on the mound. Not able to execute his pitches well these past few batters. cheering of the Bonn fans, delivers the 2-2 pitch.
And that's inside. That'll bring it to a full count with one out here.
And I wonder if there's going to be any more action out in the Bonn bullpen. How head coach Max Schmitz is going to play it. He's going to look to use his best arms again to get the win any way they can, or if they're going to stick with Paul Schmitz for now. That one's right in there. Called strike 3.
He fought back in that one with a full count. Got the second out. So 2 outs here for Bonn. And that's a foul ball just above the dugout for number 13, Eric Epifano, the shortstop, hitting in the 9th position. So Schmitz ahead in the count, 0-1. And another foul ball. That puts Schmitz ahead with 0-2.
And just very, very slowly, the on-deck hitter for San Marino going to collect that ball. Taking his sweet time with it.
And a swing and a miss. The Capitals fans are standing up, cheering on their young pitchers. Paul Schmitz got through the inning. No runs, tied 4-4, going to the bottom of the 9th.
Innings gespielt hier im Spiel zwischen San Marino Baseball Club und den Bonn Capitals. 4-4 der Spielstand. Die Bonn Capitals im Nachschlag. Third baseman Danny Sanchez.
And we're back here. Bottom of the 9th, tied 4-4. Turning out to be a really great game. Here, a lot of the fans and players on both sides just on the edge of their seats here. It's great to see a close baseball game. Bonn gets last licks, and here is the number 3 batter, Danny Sanchez.
3, 4, 5 up here in the bottom of the 9th for Bonn. Exactly the hitters you want to have coming up in a tight game.
And that's 1-0 for Sanchez.
Sanchez 0 for 4 so far, hasn't had any luck.
Takes that inside for 2-0. And he swings at that outside ball for the first strike. 2-1.
Pretty late at that one as well. Way behind the fastball. Baez blew it past him. It's been solid coming out of the bullpen.
Fernando Baez now pitching. And there's a nice cut, but that's fouled off. So it's 2-2. Sanchez really up for a hit here. And he laid off that one, similar to the last pitch he swung at. So now we have full count for Sanchez.
As we approach 11 o'clock here in the Rhino.
And he managed to foul that one off.
Great battle here to lead off the inning. Work the count full.
They're still blasting the music down here.
Yeah, that's okay until 11.
10 minutes, 11 minutes to 11. And that one's way inside, and the first runner is on base for the Capitals. That was an easy one. That ball was way off the plate for Sanchez. Took that, and we have a man on first, no outs for the Capitals. And number 15, Daniel Lamb Hunt, is up to bat.
He's reached base twice this game. Singled in the second and walked in the last inning, came around to score.
And he's squaring to bunt.
Trying to get the runner into scoring position and take away the double play opportunity.
So some baseball strategy happening here.
The smart play might not always be the most exciting play. As he'll show bunt again.
And that's not what you want happen when you bunt. Sacrifice. He hits it up to the first baseman for the first out. Does not manage to get it on the ground so that the runner at first could advance. So a mistake there by Lamb Hunt, resulting in 1 out.
Arends, of course, hit that game-winning grand slam yesterday. Now up here again with a chance to win it in the bottom of the 9th. Game tied 4-4. Swinging away at the first pitch.
And that one is stayed foul. So that's a risk. That's definitely a risk when you try to do a sac bunt.
Especially with the guys that usually don't bunt. Daniel Lamb Hunt, more of a power hitter, not used to bunting, and only will do so in situations where it's really necessary, like this one.
And he takes the ball. 1-1. And takes that inside for ball 2.
So Marino catcher kept that in front of him. Gabrielino, even though he couldn't catch that low ball. Out the runner from advancing.
Time called. And the throw to first. Sanchez back with plenty of time there. And fouled off for strike 2. It's 2-2 for Arends.
Arends reached on an error in the last inning, scored the game tying run. 0 for 4 so far in the game. Perfect time to break out for him here in the bottom of the 9th.
fouls that one off.
He's fooled on that one really late. Just managed to spoil it to the left side.
And here the umpire getting the foul ball. Although Eddie Stummer was on his way to pick it up. And a swing and a miss. For strike 3, 2 down. After a promising start. Danny Sanchez still at first base. Eddie Stummer walking up. Got walked intentionally in the last at bat. And here a break for Bonn. Pass ball and Sanchez going to third. Winning run is now on third base for the Capitals. Big mistake by the catcher.
And now they're just one base hit or even one wild pitch away. That could just be the difference here.
With 2 outs. And they'll do the intentional walk again.
With 2 outs, they're scared of Eddie Stommel here, intentionally walking him for the second time. That's going to bring up Danny Lankers. He just comes off a single in his last at bat.
I think they are hoping for the additional forced play option at second.
Also, Eddie Stommel, of course, veteran of the Bonn Capitals. Well, Daniel Lankers is still on the younger side. So that might come into play here as well.
And he takes the first pitch ball. Like you said, one wild pitch away.
And Danny Sanchez, not a slow runner at all.
And that one just brushes the corner. First strike 1. One and 1. And fouls that one off for 1 and 2. Pressure's on here. 2 outs, 2 strikes for Lankhorst. Base hit wins the game. An out here would send it into extra innings. And he fouls that one up the first base line and out of play.
This situation reminds me of a couple years back, that legendary 19-inning game we played in the Bonn Arena, where Bonn faced off in the Bundesliga semifinals against Regensburg, and Daniel Lankers walked it off in the bottom of the 19th with a base hit in a similar situation to this one.
And he lays off that one.
Catcher just barely able to keep that in front of him.
Definitely some tension here in the ballpark. 2 and 2 for Danny Lankhorst with 2 outs. Timeout called. And a swing and a miss for out number 3. Strands of men on first and third. Looked like a promising inning for the Capitals, but didn't manage to get a run, so we are going into extra innings right after this.
So, liebe Freunde, wir gehen jetzt in extra Innings und bevor ihr euch gleich wundert, wir haben in wenigen Sekunden 23 Uhr, das heißt, wir beenden die Musik und die kleine Durchsagen. Ab 23 Uhr dürfen wir nichts mehr sagen. Es steht 4:4, wir gehen in extra Innings und tschüss bis morgen.
And we're back at the top of the 10th, extra innings here, and Tom's going to walk us through some of the extra inning rules.
Yeah, with the tournament like this, there's always some rules for extra innings so that games don't take too long. And for this year's Champions Cup, they've decided to opt for the base runner at first and at second base to start off an extra inning. So you see the 2 runners out there. As the San Marino general manager talking to the home plate umpire.
It's hard for us to see who's on the first and second.
There might be some pinch runners out there. So no changes yet on the base paths. And it's going to be the leadoff, Leo Ferrini. It's going to be the first one to hit here in the top of the 10th.
And number 6 and 13, the 8 and 9 batters, are on base.
Immense pressure put on the young 18-year-old youngster of the Bonn pitching staff.
So the infield making sure they're on the same page as the catcher.
In the majors, you see the extra inning rules is where they just started with the runner on second, but here, runners at first and second. It always keeps the double play chance alive right off the bat. You'll probably see a lot of guys bunting here to start off innings to prevent said double play.
So you see first baseman Daniel Lampunt playing in, as is the third baseman Danny Sanchez.
And the bunt gets down as the runner dove back to second base, and he bobbles it, and the throw is wild.
There was a good chance to get the lead runner there.
The runner on second base, expecting a pickoff, dove back into second, and when that bunt got down, nowhere near third base, but Daniel Lampunt couldn't pick the ball up. And throw was offline as well.
He had the right play, but then did miss the ball and tried to rush it on the throw, and got lucky that that ball didn't go past the third baseman Sanchez. That would have been a run. So Bonn finds himself with no outs and bases loaded here in the top of the 10th. Okay, timeout called by Schmitz. Wants to talk to his catcher. And it might sound a little quieter here in the background. It is past 11 o'clock, and according to the rules agreed to with the city, I'm not
time
sure
called into the delivery of Paul Schmitz there. Was already going towards home plate as the home plate umpire called time on that.
They're running in a pinch runner, but
That was a little late.
that
That
was
time
a
call.
late, no time called. So what's the decision here?
There is going to be a pinch runner, and the umpires are going to get back to are going to get together and make a joint decision.
And see if time was called. The pinch runner was almost into the field when the pitch was delivered. I didn't see or hear a time called by any of the umpires or.
No, the home plate umpire just called it after the pitch came in.
Yeah, before the pitch, I didn't hear anything.
No, me neither.
And I think it was a strike.
Yeah, that came down the heart of the plate.
Yeah.
The batter stepping
So
back. Umpire still gathered in the infield.
Regardless of what kind of pitch it was, the home plate umpire had turned his head and was calling time as the pitch came in, so he didn't see the pitch. So it's going to be an interesting decision to see what they decide here. No pitch. And here comes
And that's just
Bunn's
that
coach.
doesn't seem right.
I think it's a bad situation here.
Of course, you don't want it to get ugly here with the managers getting into it with the umpires.
Not in a close game like this.
And every umpire decision that's questionable either way is not good in games as close as these, especially in extra innings. Never want that to happen.
Especially not easy for a young pitcher who has to stand there while conversations are happening. He just wants to pitch.
Yeah, they're protesting the game. That's what I expected. So Bonn protesting the game. Whatever the result might be, there's going to be a committee who's going to look at the situation, probably look at this live stream footage as well, going to analyze the situation, inspect any wrongdoings in the game proceedings.
So bases loaded, no outs for San Marino.
And that's not going to make it easier on the schedule because whatever the result of this game might be, it will not be a final result until the committee has taken a good look at it.
And what can happen if can they overturn the result, or what's the process? Do
If
you
the
know?
I'm not 100% sure on that one. But if the committee decides there was something wrong with the procedure here, they might resume play at the moment of the wrongdoing. So when the no pitch was called, they would restart at the point of this at bat, the count of 0-1. But that's in the future, as we might not. As that's strike 3 on the foul tip. 3-pitch strikeout for Paul Schmitz.
I think he wasn't happy with that call and came out with a really strong at bat and got the strikeout.
It's really impressive to see him just don't care about that. And the way it looked like. Throwing 3 strikes. So that'll bring up Oscar Angelo second baseman.
Oh, and a nice block by Vinny.
Terrific
Aaron's.
block there. Huge for the Bonn catcher.
That saved a run. And that'll be 1 ball. No strikes for Angulo. And swing and a miss. Fouled that one for the first strike. One and one. One out here. And that one does get away from Ahrens. That'll lead to a run in a tough situation for Bonn. Another error here. That means that they lose the force play with 1 out. So it doesn't look like they're taking the same strategy as San Marino, walking the batter, creating the double play opportunity. And that's hit.
Runners caught up in a rundown between third and home. Tag has been made out at home. Huge play there by Paul Schmitz, who took that comebacker. Didn't turn to first, make the throw there, but came running in on the runner who broke too early. They got him out on the rundown. Close play at home. They get the tag for the second out and keep it at a 1-run deficit for now.
Really heads up play. Not the runner on that type of play should stay. Watch the throw and see if something happens. But the runner kind of got caught between third and home, and Schmitz saw that and took advantage of it. So nice.
Really heads up play with a young Bonn pitcher.
So swing and a miss. Oh, 0-1 for the cleanup hitter, Gabriel Lino. Way outside there. Paul Schmitz keeping his catcher on his toes here in the top of the 10th. Not easy when the pitcher's throwing in the 90s. And there it goes, another pass ball. And that will lead to another run. So you can see how that controversy, although Schmitz came back with a strikeout, that can throw a team. Throw off your rhythm. And there's a foul ball. So 2-2 here. 2 runs scored by San Marino, 6-4. And he gets a strikeout, but not before a wild pitch scoring a run. 2 runs scored in that inning. Some controversy But Bonn is hoping to come back. They start the next inning with runners on first and second in the bottom of the 10th.
Stummer und Dudley Leonora als Läufer für die Caps. Stummer in scoring position, Dudley Leonora an der ersten Base. Und Anthony Rodriguez am Schlag.
Hey, ich kann was hören. We can hear a little bit, some low-level announcing going on here, but we have to be careful and not be too loud. The crowd is trying to get into it here, support their home team.
Corner is really playing in here and all the way in the bunt defense against Anthony Rodriguez cleansing here.
As a reminder, we have runners on first and second.
And he's swinging away.
And he's swinging away. So they're moving back here.
He was trying to surprise the defense here.
Oh and 1. And he lays off that one. Anthony Rodriguez, who came in late in the game as DH. And another big swing. 1 and 2. We have the tie runner on first, the go-ahead runner at home at the plate. And he lays off that one.
Good take there on the high fastball. And Baez throws a lot of heat.
Two and 2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 out. That brings up Nick Vicelli, who got intentionally walked at his last at bat.
Reached base all 4 times he's come up to bat so far. 2 singles, 2 walks, including that intentional walk you mentioned.
Not a power hitter.
But when he's on his game, he can definitely drive one to the gap somewhere.
Check swing, foul ball for strike 1. Looks like he was fooled on that pitch. And a swing and a miss. So Vicelli behind in the count, 0 and 2. with 1 out. If the Capitals do not score in this inning, that is the game.
Keeping the protest in mind.
Keeping the protest in mind. And that's a good take. 1 and 2. And he fouls that one back. So staying alive in there, Michelli. Hoping to keep the streak alive. Get on base. And nice take. Outside, 2 and 2.
Really big that he didn't chase that off-speed pitch.
He's a very disciplined batter. Seen him many times go from 0 and 2 to a walk. Which he's getting close to here with full count. Big pitch here for San Marino. And he takes. So base is loaded, 1 out. That means 2 men are in scoring position, 1 base hit. Will win the game.
It would
Tie the game.
up.
Yeah. And the batter is now the leadoff batter, Eric Brink.
A lot of speed on the bases as well for the Capitals, with Danny Lankers at second and Nick Michelli at first.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. And that's a called strike, 0 and 2. So Brink not too happy with that call.
In the hole now, 0 and 2. Have to try to fight back here.
And takes that ball outside. 1 and 2. And that one's skied out of play. Still alive. Held up on that one. 2 and 2. A lot of discipline at the plate here for Bonn. Not chasing anything, just swinging at balls in the strike zone. And he laid up. No! That was high. Looked high and in from up here, but a called third strike. I think nobody's happy about that call. I was just thinking how the the plate umpire has been calling a pretty good game. That's the first pitch that I've seen that was maybe not a strike, but that's baseball. So the pressure is on now. Wilson Lee, with bases loaded, 2 outs. He takes inside. Really tough call for Brank. And a monster swing by Lee. He's looking to repeat last night's performance with a walk-off grand slam. That would be one for the history books. And he takes that one high. So I'll repeat what I said. Look, these guys have been really disciplined here, just swinging at balls in the strike zone. Just not managing to get good contact. And he swings at that one. Foul ball for strike two, 2-2. So Nick Michelli dancing around out there, trying to keep warm, ready to run. Score winning run and a hit to right field. It is fading and it is foul. Well hit ball.
That had the distance. That went over the fence.
It looked like it had the distance.
Foul.
It was about 5. Hard to see from this angle, but it was just foul. But they say it's a baseball gain of inches. That was a perfect example of that. I would have repeated last night's performance with a walk-off grand slam. Instead, we got 2-2 with 2 outs. And a called third strike again. And that's the game. Another pitch on the edge of the plate, called by the home plate umpire. Strike 3. Bonn lose 6-4 against San Marino in a very, very, very tough fought game. Bonn behind for most of the game, fought their way back. And San Marino getting some runs on 2 wild pitches in the top of the 10th. But nothing but standing ovation here for the Bonn team from their home supporters.
We'll have to see what the protest brings and what the committee will decide early tomorrow morning, probably.
So there's a possibility that the game will be played again from that point.
And we are planning on doing an interview with head coach Max Schmitz, and we'll send you over to that.
Yeah, Max Schmitz. We do it in English because it's for the international audience. So 3 games, 2 wins, a very, very tight game again. What do you think about your team?
I think my team is the best team ever. I think they fight till the end, till the last pitch, and I'm really happy, really excited about this group of guys.
But it's still tight now, so you have to wait how they play tomorrow with San Marino Neptunus?
No, we don't. We're in the semifinals, and we know that, and we played for it, and that's why it was okay to lose by 2. That was exactly the third run would have been the difference. We lost by 2, and we know that we're playing for a semifinal tomorrow.
So you reached your first target then. What do you think about the preliminary round in general?
It was highly competitive, and we had to invest all of the pitching that we have, and we're gonna try and find a way. That's our job as a coaching staff, to figure out a way how we can approach the next game tomorrow, hopefully we can figure out a plan that works.
You wanted to say something about the volunteers. We had 2 very bad days with a lot of rain and a lot of work. So what do you think about what happened here?
It makes me so proud to see these guys work from the morning 6 o'clock till late at night. I can only say thank you to everyone involved, everyone who is helping out here in any capacity. I think it speaks for this club and this organization that we have so many volunteers, and I think we are by far the best club and the best organization in Europe when it comes down to that. And like I said, it's just myself, my coaching staff, the entire team. We are extremely grateful for all of these people, and we can only highly appreciate it.
What do you expect for tomorrow?
Win.
Thank you.
That was head coach Max Schmitz, and okay. Yes, we're still here, and I think everyone's recovering a bit after a long, hard-fought game, and it was great baseball with a few errors at the end, unfortunately, from the Bonn side that sealed it for San Marino. What was your impression there, Tom?
Yeah, that was a really close game all around. Bonn showed great comeback abilities there in the 8th inning. Couldn't quite come back. But overall, you'll still have to see they played a great group stage, and we'll have to see the results of tomorrow's game, which will be finished in the early morning.
According to the coach and that interview, Bonn is through to the semifinals. So we might have done some of our math wrong, which thought they would have to wait for the results, one of the results for tomorrow. But anyway, the results will be on our website, capitals.de. And you can check out the results there and any sort of news from today's game. And we're hoping for more exciting games just like this one for the last two days of this tournament. So my name is Oli Tangen Jr., and I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight.
I'm Tom Paulus. It was a pleasure to be here with you for the most part of today.
And we're signing off. It's good night for us here from the Rheinauer. Good night.